Good morning, Richard.
Good morning. Morning, everybody.
So first things first, Brett Anderson was on the show on
Get Out of Town,
Tuesday,
was he?
and he was fantastic. He's written this brand new bandography. He says it's the book he said he'd never write, because he wrote his own memoir a couple of years ago. It went gangbusters, voted best book of the year by lots of the music press. So he wrote this bandography, which was fascinating, and he came on the show and he talked for an hour, and he was absolutely brilliant.
I'm in no pressure. I just got to follow Brett Anderson.
Well,
right?
hang on a second, because you have a link, don't you?
I do, yeah.
A pretty solid link, sturdy link to Brett Anderson and indeed Suede.
Yeah, my brother Matt is the bassist in Suede. He's
Get
been
out
in
of
Suede
here.
since
Come
he
on.
was 17 years old, so since I was 14 years old.
All right.
I said to my brother, because Brett wrote the first book, and I said to my brother, have you read this new one? He said, I don't think I could go through it again. Is what he said. He said, like,
Really?
I lived it. I lived that whole 20 years.
It's a fascinating book.
I think it's...
The whole Brett and Bernard situation and Neil, and then the young kid comes in.
Yeah, Richard and all of that. Wow.
All right, Richard Osman's House of Games, 101 new and classic games from the hit BBC series. This is like a best-of album with a few bonus added tracks.
Yeah, exactly that. It's stuff. So House of Games is a show we came up with a couple of years ago. We've done about 300 of them now, and it was just us collecting all the little ideas we have for quiz rounds that weren't enough for a whole show, because we invent shows forever and ever and ever, and you play little rounds. You go, that's a brilliant idea. You must have known from Toothbrush and everything. You come up with these little things which you could do on Toothbrush. You think, let's do 2 minutes of this. And quizzes, you can't really do that. It has to sustain for half an hour. So we thought, let's get all of these together and just play them. I sit down there. I've got a buzzer. Whenever I press it, a new round comes up. We've got 4 celebrities who play. They never know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know the answers. Usually they don't know the answers either. And it's been such a really lovely hit, and people seem to like it. So this is to ruin everybody's Christmas. We've put all the games together in a book.
In a book, all right. So when you have a classic game on your hands, is it like when somebody dies?
Go on.
You don't have to. You have to pay them royalties for 50 years, or their estate royalties for 50 years after from when they become deceased.
No, I think it's forever and ever. You have to, if you want to do family fortunes, you have to pay for it.
Well, so how come you can do classic games in this book then?
Oh, well, there's sort of...
They're parlour games?
Yes, like Greensleeves or something, parlour games. And there's certain games that we've... but by and large, we've taken stuff
What was the next one going to be?
No. Listen, you have to talk to Alan Connor, who put some of those in the book. But legally, I'm sure we're in the clear.
No, it's fine.
That's all I care about.
It's funny, though, isn't it? Because, I've been searching for the Holy Grail of game shows or quiz shows for ages. The Holy Grail for me, and we've discussed it before, is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Yeah.
Blockbusters is pretty good. Countdown is pretty good, because they generate their own questions, and coming up with questions is one of the big shoes. And it's expensive, isn't it?
Oh, it's crazily expensive.
When we used to have to get bona fide questions from there are quiz question companies, and it was £9 a question we used to have to pay. That was the going rate for £9.
Because they have to verify them in 3 different sources. You're not allowed to verify them on Wikipedia. On Twitter, people always write to me, go, I think you got that question wrong. I looked it up on Wikipedia. You think,
Good luck.
Can't say Wikipedia around our gang. I'll tell you something about trademarking I found out the other day. It was interesting. So, like you're talking about, there's certain things you're not allowed to do, but there's certain things you are allowed to do. For example, I'll tell you some words that aren't trademarked. Digestives. So you and I could come up with digestives tomorrow. Custard creams, bourbons.
Why the heck not?
And cornflakes.
Why not?
I don't know. It's just they came out so long ago. No one bothered to. And by the time someone decided to apply for it, there were already 30 of them. But all of those things we could bring out our own brand tomorrow.
Wouldn't they go to the High Court and say, look, the trademark is implied?
No, I mean, if you go to
contracts could be implied,
Sainsbury's do digestives.
Of course.
Whereas they can't.
Own brand.
They don't do hobnobs.
Okay, and who makes Sainsbury's digestives? Is it Secretly McVitie's? Because that's usually what happens.
It's
got to be, hasn't it?
Place. You look at those Greg Wallace programmes.
I could talk to you all day.
Yeah, they're making the same stuff, aren't they? Yeah.
We went out for lunch once, didn't we?
Yeah, we did indeed.
It lasted forever.
Yeah, like a long time.
Why have we never done it again? Did you not like it?
I loved it. I've never been invited. I was going to ask the same question.
We had a great lunch, and we took all these people out who bid this money for children in need, and we took them out, and you were so nice. And then he promised a quiz. He promised a pub quiz. So we had this lovely lunch at the Square, this Michelin star place, and they were great to us there. Your pal was in charge at the time.
Yeah. Phil.
Phil was in charge at the time. And then we said, what about the pub quiz? And Richard, well, we need to go to a pub. And that was at 4:00. And so it was a great old day. And then he unleashed on us the greatest pub quiz of all time. Thank you for that.
That's an absolute pleasure. The stars of House of Games are the question writers, who we were just talking about. And so I said, why don't we do this round? It's a question writer's day off. Okay, so we give them the day off, and their children write the questions. So they do. So generally, the kids and some nephews and nieces of the question writers do the questions, and you see the age of the child. You have to pick the child, and some of them are 3. And so the questions from 12-year-olds are all about dinosaurs, and they're quite good. But you go for Nola, who's 3, who's the daughter of our producer, and her first question. So whoever it was, chose it. Johnny Ball or someone says, "I'll go for Nola," and her question was, "What bus goes from the bottom of our road?"
A red one?
Yes, I'm afraid it was a number.
Oh, okay. Let's go for.
Oh, I can't remember the answer. No, I'll pretend I can remember the answer.
No. Let's not pretend. Let's not do pretend. Not now. Anyway.
It's like 23 or something.
I was going to say 27. No, right, so we're going to play some Suede now. Here we go. Suede, Trash. There's a gig at the Shepherd's Bush Empire, all in aid of a very decent fella. And Suede are playing live, and the Pretenders are playing live. 20th of November, it's a Wednesday. I'm going to book Thursday off. I've already booked Thursday off. They've already okayed it. And tickets go on sale at 9 o'clock today.
The Chris Evans Breakfast Show with Sky.